If you refuse to be an occupier of the foreign land, you go to prison. These are the realities of Putin's Russia. The Central District Military Court of Yekaterinburg sentenced serviceman Marcel Kandarov to 3 years in prison for refusing to participate in the Russian war against Ukraine, over the Info reports.
In February 2022, Kandarov served under a contract in exercises near the border with Ukraine. During a full-scale Russian invasion, he ended up on the territory of Ukraine. A month later, the contract soldier returned to Russia for rehabilitation, where he filed a letter of resignation, saying that he didn't want to kill people. From the message by Movement of Conscious Objectors on Telegram.
But war in the current Russian paradigm is sacred and killings are a noble cause. That is why the security forces did not take into account Kandarov's argument, and not only his. As of the end of April this year, Russian military courts received 1,064 cases against conscientious objectors, the Mediazona publication calculated. All of them face a term of 2 to 10 years in prison. There is another way to put pressure on those who do not want to be cannon fodder in the war against Ukraine. Recently, the Khabarovsk Garrison Military Court opened a criminal case on fakes about the Russian army against a soldier Vladimir Mishuk. According to human rights activists, the man was placed in a pre-trial detention center.
What exactly became the reason for the persecution of Mishchuk is unknown. The website of the 1st Eastern District Military Court of Khabarovsk contains information about an appeal against the detention in a pre-trial detention center of a person prosecuted under the same article. The name of the person is hidden. However, presumably we are talking about Mishchuk. From the publication of the human rights media project OVD Info.
The Russian security forces are also trying to suppress anti-war resistance. For example, in Orenburg, a local resident was sent to a pre-trial detention center because allegedly, on orders from Kyiv, he intended to set fire to a power transformer and automation of a railway station, a military registration and enlistment office and the local department of the Federal Security Service. And then he must leave for Ukraine and join the ranks of the armed forces of Ukraine. It is impossible to verify the veracity of this message, but for sure the prospect of serving in the Russian army looks less and less attractive. Another video message with complaints to the Russian authorities was recorded by the wives, daughters and mothers of those mobilized from the Tyumen region and the Yamalo-Nenets Autonomous District.
The Donetsk People's Republic Command sends our soldiers to combat exits to the first line of defense, without guides, artillery support of military equipment, and any other support in general. With each such exit, our battalion suffers losses, the wounded and the killed. Orders are given by the commander of the Donetsk People's Republic, which do not value the lives of our servicemen. You are cannon fodder, others will take your place.
The authors of the appeal also complained about the lack of holidays and payments. The Russian authorities have other priorities. Funds from the deficit Russian budget go primarily to pay for the luxurious life of the Kremlin courtiers. As investigators from Navalny's team found out, in one of the most prestigious Sochi villages, Arfa Park, where the owners of half of the houses are classified, the wife of General Sergei Surovikin, one of the commanders of the Russian war against Ukraine, Anna, has her own villa worth 500 million rubles.
And again, a secret gentleman is across the fence from Surovikina. Well, you are not supposed to know who is it, but we will tell you. Andrei Nikolaevich Patrushev, the son of Nikolai Platonovich Patrushev, secretary of the Security Council of the Russian Federation and one of the initiators of the war against Ukraine, paid for this villa.
And next to them is the secret lover of propagandist Vladimir Solovyov, basketball player Svetlana Abrosimova, who is classified in Russian registries and taken under state protection, as they say, through connections. After all, this is a different caste of Russians, more important and close to the regime. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Vasyl Panasiuk, UATV News.